Y'all, I'm eating a bagel. If you come in, give it a like, share it out, give it a thumbs up. I'm doing it earlier than usual because I'm tired. And I got a lot of stuff to do today. I got to catch up on homework. An assignment that's late. I hope it's not too late. We'll see. I got a new assignment to do. I got to go in my kitchen and clean out my refrigerator. I got veggies to put in there, so I'm going to clean it up, clean it out, and do some kitchen arranging. I got to get my desk ready. Well, I got the monitor set up, but I need to get it ready because I got dual monitors for the stuff I'll be announcing at the end of the month. Be first week of December. And let me do live chat. Okay. What else is going on? And y'all see bag behind me, my box over here. So living room's got boxes. I'm getting ready to get through that. I'm gonna be doing a lot today. And then about 5 o'clock, I'm gonna stop and start working on homework. I'm gonna talk here in a minute. I'm gonna give it about 5 minutes for people to come in and talk about a couple of just really an issue. So I'm a little tired. Like I said, I'm just a little tired. I'm eating a bagel. I guess it's my lunch. There's a place here in Arizona called Bagel Feld. And they're located in Central Phoenix. I found it on Yelp. I was looking for a lox bagel. I love lox. If y'all know, most people know what lox bagel is, but it's a bagel the way I like it. It's bagel with cream cheese, smoked salmon, purple onion, capers. Some people put lettuce on it. Some people do sprouts. I can do it as long as it got those first few things. I'm good. I was looking for that. This place came up, and apparently the guy's from New York, and he started this thing called Bagel Fell. You got to be there first thing in the morning. So I've been up since 4:30 because they run out of usually their main bagels, which I found that on Sundays they don't have the main bagels. They have pretty much whatever just the standard bagels. If you want the specialty bagels, you need to go, I think, Monday through Saturday. So one Saturday I'll get up early and go there and grab some bagels. Let's see what time we got, 2:53. I'm a little tired, y'all. A little tired. So anyway, I got, this is Asazio, however you say it. It's, the cheese. And then I just used some strawberry cream cheese, but I did buy some of their cream cheese. They got a lemon herb cream cheese that I love. So I bought it, and that's $6. It's expensive, but it all is right there. And you're walking right into the warehouse where they're making the bagels to buy them. And then their day-old bagels are like $5, but if you get a bagel that day, fresh one's $2.75 a bagel. It's expensive as hell. I'm tired. Also, and it's not sponsored or anything like that, Amazon Fresh, if you're a Prime member, and I think it's through the end of the month. It might be into December. If you use the promo code FRESH50, and you buy $100 worth of groceries that they deliver to your house, they'll knock $50 off. So I did that. Well, I ordered it last night for delivery this morning, and it worked. A friend of mine told me about it, so thank you, Regina, for sending me that, and I finally did it. And they delivered to the group. You're not going to get a whole, well, depends on how you shop. You could, but for me, I wanted specific stuff, so it wasn't a whole bunch. I mean, 5 bags and a thing of water. I pretty much had gone doing most of my vegetable shopping. I did that at Food City. And we're going to give it like a few minutes more. So tired, y'all. I might take a nap. But I need to get in my refrigerator and clean it out. So I'm maybe doing that here. And then I need to work on my desk area because I'm at home right now, and I'll be doing more work from home here in the very near future. So I'll be going to more, like I said, I'll be going more into all of that later. I got stuff trying to fall down over here. Man, I don't know why I'm I woke up way too early. Way, way too early. All right, I'm gonna get into it. Don't matter who come in. If you come in, give it a like, thumbs up, share it out. Also, thank you for I had new subscribers. So thank you, because the numbers have gone up. I'm like, okay, it's like 30 some people. I'm like, okay. But welcome to the channel. Um, real quick overview. I for those of you new to the channel and may go back and look at some of my older stuff. So I started this channel while I was in trucking school, and I was in a backslidden state. I'm gonna say I wasn't following my Christian principles back then. So you see the truth of kind of like my little journey from the time I came with trucking all the way up to now. And in the last, I don't know, I'm gonna say around 2016ish, something really transformed for me. Something changed, and I started drawing back into those Christian fundamental principles again. One day I'll kind of tell you the story, because I actually left due to some things that happened at a church and wasn't really following it because it was so much. There were money issues. This is the church I got my license out. There was financial issues at the church. There was sexual stuff going on at the church. I found out about a Chester the molester person who was supposed to be at the church. I don't have proof, so I can't report it because I don't know. This was all through the gossip lines. It was a lot going on and a lot of manipulation stuff. So for me, I was like, I'm out, and I just went. I had already had a lot of things going on a personal level with during the housing market and all sorts of stuff. So I pretty much pursued trucking and kind of just fell away and was doing my own thing. But God had a drawing happening. So I drew back in at, I said, around 2016 is where it really started coming back in really strong. Um, so the channel has shifted. So for those of you who are joining now, if you go back look at the older stuff, this is not really a trucking channel. I may talk about it so often because I do have people who are in trucking who still follow the channel. So I may still talk about things because that is a tie I have to people. It's something I did. Um, I'm grateful to truckers. Everything we got, from our groceries to the things we sitting on, everything in this house is coming from trucks, trains, boats, okay, planes. So I'm grateful to all of those entities for us to have even the conveniences that we have in our home. But for me, I really don't have a desire to be back in trucking anymore. I'm still maintaining my CDL. I actually have to go do my DOT physical and get that all up to date. But I really don't have a plan on driving anymore. If I did travel, I want to travel in like a trailer. I thought about van life, but the more I think about it, I would prefer a trailer. I need a little more room than a van. I mean, I could probably do a van, but I would need a little more room to travel comfortably around the U.S., but that's something I wouldn't mind doing. So the channel's changed. However, I am somewhat pretty transparent about things, especially things having to do with family, things like that. So this today is going to be a little bit about that. I've had some people reach out to me and talk to me on different levels, not even from this channel, but even within my work, the healthcare workplace that I was at. I've had people talk to me and share some things that are going on in their lives, and not good. Okay, not good. Um, I'm going to be very forthright, very blatant, because I don't like to tip to my loo. I do not mean to offend, but I also know that sometimes the things that offend are offending because we need to make a change. Because I've been offended at points, and when I realized I needed to make a change. So sometimes things will offend um, when you need to make a change. Okay. And I'm not gonna get into the full story, but I remember I had a situation at a church I was at, and one of the people was going back into an old lifestyle that I was in, and I didn't want to go back, and they were doing some manipulative things, but I was trying to help them. And my pastor's wife said to me, "You can't help people who do not want to be helped." At the time, I was young and naive. I'm like, no, no, no. Yes, that statement is 100% fact. Take that statement to the bank and cash it in. You can't. The same as me being fat. Until I want to get over that, then something transitions for you. We have it in all areas of our life, but some things we can easier get through than others. So some are stronger holds for us, some of our addiction issues, like a person who's smoking, a drug user. But if that person is going to continue to use drugs, you can't help a person who don't want to get help. There's a point where either you're going to get help or that's just going to be what it's going to be. With that being said, let's kind of go through some things. So I had a call last week, and somebody asked me, "Hey, follow up with me," and they talked to you about some stuff. I had a young lady who was at the healthcare company that I work for, and her mother is about, I'm older, but her mother's 50, in her 50s, like early 50s. I'm 55, so her mother's younger than me, like 50, between 50 and 51. Young girl, beautiful baby, pretty young black baby. She's 30 something and a single mom. She's at work telling us things about her mom, and I'm just like this, glasses drop down. You say, what your mom do? Her mom's still going out partying and getting in fight at bars with 25-year-olds, and they call it whenever she's out. Look, she's out. Where's she out? What do you mean out? Well, I realized out meant mom is partying. So then she says that they all were out and that she couldn't leave this place because mama was getting ready to be in a fight and she couldn't leave her. No, you need to leave your mama there. You need to leave her there. Maybe somebody whoop your mama behind, she get her mind right. And if she don't, you don't need to be in the madness. Somebody reached out to me because their father has joined a religion that by Christian standards we would consider a cult. I'm not going to say the name of the religion, but it would be considered a cult by Christian standards. He now is not interacting with his daughter, who he was interacting prior to joining this religion. Okay? The daughter also is not in a Christian religion, to my knowledge. Last I talked, she was in her own kind of religion, which, again, we do not believe is Christian. And actually, we find it more demonic. I'm just going to just go there. And again, I don't mean to offend, but I may offend, okay? So I'm keeping it 100. Let me help you. And I said it's not about you, or is it? Was the title of this. It's twofold. Some things aren't about you, and some things are about you. Sometimes it's twofold. Oftentimes, we can interact in situations that aren't about us, but are about us. Okay? What do I mean by that? So I'm gonna have to use Grumpy. I use my own life. So when I first met Grumpy, Grumpy's my father for y'all who don't know that term. He's deceased now. But when he first reached, I knew who he was all my life. My first actual interacting knowledge-wise, I was about 9 years old. And this, unfortunately, a lot of stuff was going on in my life at 9 years old. I had my pervy stepfather. I just met my real father. It's a lot of stuff that was culminating at the age of 9, okay? Like I said, I knew who he was, but I had never really interacted with him. And the first time Grumpy met me, he walked into my aunt's house. He looked at me and walked right out the door. He didn't speak, hi, kiss my butt, nothing. So Grumpy was a butthole from the very first time I met him, point blank, period. Later, when Grumpy became Christian, he then reached out to all of his children, all of their mothers, and supposedly apologized, at least from what he told me. I know he did this with me. I can't speak to what he did with the others. And said, I'm sorry, I wasn't a man, I wasn't a father, blah, 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 blah. I apologize, okay? Okay, apology accepted. But my statement to him was, you can't come up in here now, because I'm 25 years old, trying to be nobody's daddy. So that already went out the window. You waited 25 years, bruh, and to reach out to me. The best we can do, we can try to build a friendship. That was it. But you're not my, you're not my daddy. You're my biological father. And that was point blank, period. Even though I would say he's my dad, really there was no father-dad relationship. And Monty Grumpy was not, he didn't have that skill set. It wasn't part of his makeup, and that is really, it's a depiction of how he was raised, okay? So when I'm talking to people and they're reaching out to me about family issues, I'm going to come from it's not about you, but it is about you. Guys, there's a point where you want peace of mind. And I know it's a big term that a lot of people are using in today's world. Peace of mind about this. But you can have peace of mind with some things. When you are dealing with people, whether it be family or not family, if they got a lot of drama going on and it's so important for you to try to be in their lives that you're willing to deal with the drama, then you don't have no complaints. Let me go back to this girl at my job. You going out with your mama, who you said, I wish my mama would act her age. Your mama's not acting her age. Matter of fact, your mom's not even really being a mom to you. She talks about she even now, as a grown adult with a son, her mama, she go to wake her up, her mama just haul off and start punching her. I'm like, what in the hell is wrong with your mother? Something's wrong with this woman. But I come from someone who I know something is wrong with. Actually, both my parents, something was wrong with them. You can choose what you're going to deal with. Some people want to deal with the madness. I had a buddy of mine. He's got a highly dysfunctional family. And one of his sisters, really, really jacked up, they all decided they were going to share a house. Her grandkids, I forgot whoever else. It turned into a hot mess. And I told him, I said, it's not good for them all to be in the same house. Oh, no, they'll be fine. Dude, it's not good for them to be in the house. It's not going to work. Oh, no, it's going to be, okay. It didn't work. And it turned into a mess. It turned into eviction. It turned into a lot of different issues. And I'm just coming from a secular side, then I'm going to come from a biblical side. When you got a lot of drama and then you just put all drama together, it's going to be a culmination of drama. Unless people want to change, they're not. Goes back to what that pastor's wife. You can't help people who don't want to be helped. If people like their foolishness, leave them there. Grumpy was a good example. Grumpy is my way. He didn't care. He would cut nose off to spite face. If you told him to go left, he would go right. If you told him to go right, he'd go left. And for him, in the most odd way, it was him controlling the situation, even if it was detrimental to him. Or it was him not doing what was best, especially if you recommended it, because I'm going to do it my way, even if it's just so I can show you, which was craziness. So like when he came to the end of his time and he had a surgery, he called me, I'm going for surgery and they're doing this. Okay. Well, I hope everything works out. I pray for you. I stopped getting caught up because what he wanted you to do, because he felt women should do everything for him, he wanted me to call the doctor. I'm not your mama, and you grown. You 70 years old, right mind, had worked in a hospital. I stopped. Because we choose the foolishness we're going to stay in, even with family. One individual called me because, like I said, the father's now in this cultist religion. He's no longer talking to her, and she's like, well, I just want a relationship with me and my dad. That's not going to most likely happen. And you can pray for him, but the problem with that situation is you're not even Christian. So to tell you to pray for somebody is kind of a moot point. Because you have to have a relationship with God for him. And not saying he can't hear you, but if you're worshiping something that's not of God and you're doing things that aren't of God, where's the power and the affiliation in the prayer for the person to act on your behalf? Okay? Question mark. The other issue is your father's now in a cult. That's taken, you really gonna have to intercede, and interceding is a Christian thing. Right now, you can't help people that don't want to get help. If your father wants to be part of this religion and doesn't want to associate you because his religion tells him he can't associate with you because you're not part of his religion, then unfortunately you can't help that situation. And if you Christian, you're not Christian, so you can pray for him. I don't know how that works out. But on Christian principles, you need to kind of be in a relationship. Okay? You can't be doing your own other kind of weird religious thing and thinking that this is, you just can't. But we tend to want things a certain way. Young lady at my job, I talked to her, pray for her. She done been evicted because of her family. Hey, Culinary, what's up? All right, good to see you, baby. Thanks for popping in. Play it later. Um, she's got, a family situation. Has been evicted because of the family situation with her mother. Staying with family, don't drive. So she supposedly says she has a phobia of driving. I don't know what the issue is. But now you dependent on people, and your people is sometiming. So now trying to even keep your employment may be questionable because you don't have a solid way to get to work. And you depend on other folks because you're not dealing with the phobia. We've talked, I said the company gives you free counseling. If you need to get through this phobia so that you can have some independence, you need to deal with this phobia. If that's what that is, I don't know because it's odd to me. I've met people that it's convenient for other folks to drive you, um, and that's what they do. But right now, you living in a house with a bunch of madness. It's not about you, or is it? You can't help people in your family who mad. If they crazy, they just crazy. You can't change those people. But what you can do is change how you're going to deal with it. I told my buddy it's not good for all them to be together. So I'm gonna put my Christian hat on now. There are things that we inherit from people we are related to. It's biblical. You can go back to stories of David and look at his son Solomon. Solomon had, I forgot how many wives, and he had an issue with women, and his daddy had issues with women, and it translated to him. Generational curses and blessings can and will pass down. How you deal with them is critical. Obviously, if you got a whole bunch of unsaved folks who are dealing with the same demonic force, that demon is having a heyday playing y'all one against another. Which is why I told my friend, this is not going to work out with your sister and her grandkids and her daughter. Because all of them is dealing with the same demonic force, some stronger than others. And that house is going to be chaos because that's what demonic forces tend to like, is madness and drama. Is it about you or isn't it? You can't force people to do what you don't want them to do, but you also should not put yourself in a position or in a space for the madness. But so I want my dad back. Your dad is on another religion. That religion is telling him he can't affiliate with you because you're not a part of that religion. Well, can I do this? Why are you doing all that? Why are you doing all that? Is your dad out of his mind? He's not out of his mind. He's following a religion based on whatever attracted him to that religion. That's his choice. If everything else is logical, well, now they're doing this, and supposedly they're getting into his finances and what he owns. So is this about your dad or what your dad has? Okay. If your dad decides to sign that over to T.T. Wyatt, who you don't know, that's your daddy's right. If your dad decides to sign over all his stuff to some, religious organization because of whatever, that's your daddy's right. Don't you can't change people where they're at and the weird stuff they're gonna do. They're just gonna do it. This young lady, her mom wanna go out and party and fight. Why are you out with your mama partying and fighting? And well, I'm not gonna leave my mom there. No, you should leave her there. Because you telling me she 50 some years old. I'm not trying to roll in the dirt with nobody. It's not saying I won't defend myself. But starting fights at 50 some years old and being in places where this kind of behavior happens at 50 some years old, something is wrong with you. Something is severely wrong with you. And then you going to live with the family with all the drama. Something wrong with you. I'm going to say this again, guys. You can't fix people who don't want to be fixed. You can't help people who don't want to be helped. Another friend of mine had a saying, if you like it, I love it for you. What that means is that it can be crazy as hell, but if this is what you're basing your life on, hey PJ, welcome. How you doing? I'm good. I'm tired. I got up real early this morning. Sleepy. I'm gonna finish this and then talk to y'all. But how's your weather? It's kind of cool, but then it gets warm again. If you go into a house with madness and you expect that madness to be different, unless that person has some major conversion, it's gonna still be madness. If your mama ain't changed and she's doing crazy stuff, it's gonna still be crazy if she comes stay in your house. This is where standing your ground and knowing who you are. See, that's why I tell people I know who I am and I know who I'm not. Okay. Okay. Missouri? You in Missouri? Are you the one that was in Missouri? I don't know why I'm thinking Missouri. I know who I am and I know who I'm not. So it trips people out because I tell people there's stuff I ain't gonna deal with. And, I'm all I got, but I'm also all I got with peace. Okay? So I'm remembering I got peace of mind. I don't have a lot of crazy stuff going on because I'm not gonna have drama in my house. I'm not trying to have drama in my. I'd have to be in a desperate situation to be in the madness of anything in my family, and I don't have that help anyway. So I'm not. I'm not going to be in the middle. I'd rather be by myself first. And there's people who, for whatever reason, they will be in the midst of family drama and be miserable. I got a buddy of mine right now, and granted, it's part of his culture. They'll have like 5,000 people in their house, and they have like 8 generations in one house. And then you stressed out. You stressed out because you're dealing with drama. Why? So when you guys, if somebody call me, ask me, I'm gonna tell you nothing you can do about it. Pray for them and keep it pushing. I couldn't change Grumpy. Like I said, if you told Grumpy to go right, which would be the right move, he'd go left. I think I told y'all about he had to move because he's gonna have this procedure done, and he had to move into apartments that were one level. He's only moving up the street. So I was kind enough. I got on Yelp and researched movers in Lubbock. Send the information to him. Cut nose off, spite face. Well, I'm gonna use this man that the pastor say he know, and blah 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 blah. So he used this man, and the man shows up with the man and the daughter. The daughter. I gave him numbers to professional moving companies. Well, Pastor so and so said, what's the name of the moving company? Oh, I don't know. They have no moving company. He paid this man $400 or $500 to move one piece of furniture, and the crackhead he gave him 20, cause he up here with a catheter bag, trying to help the people carry the thing down the stairs, because this dude brought is him and his daughter, one piece of furniture. He moved up the street. Literally, when I say up the street, it was 3 blocks. One piece of furniture. Cut nose off, spite face. You can't fix crazy. You can't. You can't. When we were at the funeral for Grumpy, and the other half siblings were there, one of the brothers, I was like, oh, hey, here's a cane, because he's limping. I have my cane with me, but he better work with me. I just grab it from you when you get outside. He flicks his hand at me. What the hell is wrong with you? And Joe's like, I tried to say hi to him. He's crazy. As I met the extended family, I saw the crazy. So what I had to put everybody on block, because I'm not going to have crazy. And we can choose to have crazy and be crazy. There's a side of me I know could be off because I inherited it. But if I decide not to be part of that, I'm going to withdraw myself from it, which is exactly what the hell I did. I'm not going to be part of the madness at all. At all. And it's a choice. We all can choose. I don't care if it's a family member who's now in a religion that is not Christian and has told that family member that if the other family member ain't part of this religion, that he's not supposed to really have anything to do with you. Okay. All right. Well, wish best of wishes to you. And I'm going to keep it pushing. I get we may want, and it's instinctual for us to want our parent, a father or a mother. But some people aren't developed with that skill set. They're just not. And if they're not, just keep it pushing. Bible talks about being unequally yoked, and I believe we can be unequally yoked in families, in friendships, in any kind of relationship status. And some of us are picking people. Hey, Delphi, what's up, baby? Welcome to the channel. Some people are caught up into, and how you doing? They're caught up into trying to be, I think, force themselves or be in family. And sometimes I don't care if it's family, I don't care if it's friends, I don't care if it's associates. Reevaluate. Grumpy used to have a saying, and I'm going to say this, and it's really a true saying. He said, we're talking about something, I forgot what it was, and I think it had to do with some family on his side and something going on. And he said, I just gotten to the point where if it ain't profitable for me, he not talking money. He talking about, is that relationship profitable? That's some wisdom. Because I don't care whether it's blood, I don't care if it's a friend, and I'm not talking money, I'm talking profitable, meaning it adds value to your life. Linda adds value because she makes me laugh at myself. Joe can add value because we just go sometimes and just sit in a coffee house or go to the wine bar and chill. He has that peace about him that's my chill spot. I have friends that are just, they add value in different ways. If it doesn't profit you, and I'm not, again, it's not about money. It can be a lot more to profit. If they don't boost you, they don't mentor you, they don't grow you. And I'm not talking about tell you what you want to hear. We got a whole bunch of preachers right now telling people what they want to hear, and they're going to tell them what they want to hear right into hell. They're not telling them the truth. That's why I said, I may offend. Sorry, be offended. If it gets you some freedom, I'd rather you be offended. And one of the things that I have come to the conclusion of, whether it's family or friends, if it's not profitable, if it's somebody who brings me stress, turmoil, unhappiness, sadness, misery, depression, anger, I need to do this and either feed them with a long-handled spoon or not be bothered. If you have a family member who has decided to go into a cult, the Bible tells you not to entertain wickedness. 1. 2, it tells you you'll know a tree by the fruit that it bears. I forgot, somebody was on here was it last week? And we were talking about, they were saying blacks were the chosen people. And then I started to kind of share with you about the Queen of Sheba. And then when I used the word discernment, they said they didn't like the word discernment because discernment means judgment. Yes, it surely does. Discernment means you are to identify a situation and decide whether or not you want to jack with that or not. And discernment biblically really means that you're supposed to analyze whether whatever this is something you should deal with on a spiritual level. And that's what's missing for a lot of things. Discernment is not a bad word, it's a good word. Discernment means I can identify, like, you can meet people. I've met people, and it gets to happen to most of us. We walked upon somebody, and instantly you don't like them. You don't like them. Doesn't necessarily mean they're a bad person. It means there's something about them that's not going to click with you, although it could mean they're a bad person. That's oftentimes a discernment thing. That something ain't the hell right. That's discernment. Discernment is going to make you judge. Judge whether or not you want to deal with it. Judge whether or not this person is what they say they are. Discernment is not a bad word. The Bible says you need to pray for discernment. That means to judge rightly. We've gotten a world right now that able to tell everybody everything is okay. But the reality is everything's not okay. And not all people are okay. We got a bunch of crazy folks walking around here. Discernment is not bad. And you need to start discerning, whether it's your family, whether it's friends, associates, you need to have that discernment working for you. Is it a judgment? It's a type of judgment. And a necessary type, because it forewarns you of issues and events that could happen. So I strongly suggest you need to get in tune with your spidey senses. That's a joke. But get in tune with that discernment so that you know what to do and what not to do. Let me give you another example. My play niece, she bought a car. She's trying to sell her old car. She said, well, the blue book value for that car is $5,000. Or excuse me, $2,500. I said, are you going to sell her own? Yes. Okay, well, when you post it, post the car for $5,000. She calls me last weekend and she says, oh my God, I got a $2,700 offer. I said, how much you posted for? $3,800. I said, why'd you do it so low? Because the goal is that you want to try to either, if you can get what the car is worth, that's wonderful. But if you can get more than that, it's a Toyota product. It needs some work. It needs a catalytic converter and something to deal with the ball arms and something like that need to be replaced. If the person's a mechanic, it's not that expensive, okay? So I told her, I said, look, I would list the car for $5,500. It then gives you a good litmus test as to, what people are going to start coming in at. Somebody offered $400, she didn't hear from them. And I said, that's all right, just keep doing that. When it comes to Friday, drop it by $300. She didn't drop by $300. She moved it from the $5,500 that she was supposed to put, that she put it at, but she didn't initially put it at that, and dropped it to $3,000. What did you just tell everybody around you? You're desperate and you're going to take whatever you can get for that car. You just sent a clear message. I didn't say anything more, because we all have to learn vital lessons. Every last one of us. There's no getting around it. We all have to learn vital lessons. So when you ask me questions about friends or family and things like that, my response will not be the best, because I'm going to see it very black and white. I don't try to see this all. I don't try to see this all as one complete issue. I see it very black and white. And it's up to you what you want to do with the ball. All right, let me see what y'all commenting. Okay, nobody's saying too much. How you doing, Delphi? What y'all up to today? I'm probably going to take a nap after this is over with, because I was up early. I went and got bagels, which I'm eating right now. I want a dog, PJ. Okay, my neighbor. Remind me, I'll say something about generational curses at the end. My neighbor. They got, so they have, both my neighbors on the ends, they have dogs, okay? One of them, the dog on the end where she's at, they've had a German Shepherd, which is gorgeous. I knew it was a girl. She's big. German Shepherds, if y'all don't know, are very smart dogs. That's why a lot of times they use them as police dogs and over in the military. The one on the other end, he's got little dogs, like Shih Tzus and whatever, little ones. And Shih Tzus are okay. They're okay. I don't like all that fur. Although I like fur on a Cocker Spaniel because it's easy to maintain. But she also just recently got 2 wiener dogs with the long ears. I want the little girl wiener dog so bad. And I want a Cocker Spaniel. I'm praying on it. With some of the changes I'm going to be talking about, I'm going to be work from home for 75% of my monthly. So I'll be home 3 weeks of the month and then 1 week in office. Danielle had a pet. That was what's the name of that dog? I forgot the name of her dog. Danielle had a pet and he was a sweetheart. He looked like he could eat you, but he was such a sweetie. What's the name of that dog? I forgot the name of the dog, but Danielle had a pet and he was sweet. And I think her sister took him after she passed. But I did like her pit bull. I don't want a pit bull. I'm not a big dog person. I really want either another Cocker Spaniel. I could even do 2 dogs. If they were small, a Cocker Spaniel, and I could do a wiener dog, or I could do, there's a couple dogs that I know. One, hands down, I'm a Cocker Spaniel person. Oh, King Charles, yes, they're really tiny. They they tiny. I think that was what Sex in the City. That was it Queen Elizabeth or Elizabeth? What did she call her? Elizabeth Taylor, whatever that dog was back in the first when they did Sex in the City when they first started it. Um, Elizabeth Taylor or Queen Elizabeth, I can't remember. It was one of them. Anyway, that was a King Charles, and King Charles are sweet. Those aren't my favorite of the Spaniel line. Mine are Cockers. So I like either the American Cocker or the I think it's an English Springer Cocker, whatever. Their snouts are longer. So one of them has a longer snout, but I like the Cocker Spaniel Cockers. And there's a Springer Spaniel ones. So there's different Cockers, but I like the I think called American Standard Cocker or whatever. I like them. And that's kind of what I would lean towards. The other dogs that I would like would be I do like Shar-Peis. I do like Shar-Peis. But the other one, and Shar-Peis are nothing but Chinese pit bulls anyway. The other one, though, that I like is I like the Wiener Dog. I like the Min Pins. Those are two breeds. And Jack Russells. Jack Russells are very smart, too, from what I understand. They're very, very, very intelligent dogs as well. Um, so I like those. Those are two of the dog breeds that I like. I got some shoes being delivered, y'all. Um, my feet, or I need better support. So I ordered because I'm a cheap person, y'all. Some things I'm just cheap. But I researched and I've never bought Uggs before, and I think they're called Uggs because most of them are ugly. But I found some ones. I'm a geek, so there's some things that I like that are very geeky. And so I was on there and I found they had sent me something with some discounts and stuff. So I was like, okay, let me go look. And I found one, and the lady talked about having kind of similar foot issues to mine. And I think in the left, I'm having a little bit of diabetic neuropathy, whatever they call it, neuropathy, in my left leg. And my left leg is the one I've had all my blood clots in and stuff like that. So it's not shocking. I think that's the one that I also fractured the ankle. So it's not shocking that I got a whole bunch going on the left. So I bought these. They're kind of they're like a shoe boot. So kind of like right above the ankle. And I really like them. So they're supposed to be delivered today. But no, I would like, I'm seeing, but with the work from home, I can't have anything that's real yelpy. Now I do have the back patio where I could put the dog outside during the work hours, but I don't know that I want to necessarily do that. Um, I like house dog. I'm a house dog person. I like my dogs. It's just to me they stay cleaner. There's other things. So if I did, I'd have to really go out there and get that back patio fixed up for the gardening and them. Um, but we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, she got two wiener dogs and a girl wiener dog. I really want that girl wiener dog. We just clicked. That little dog she just came up, just clicked it on my hand. She was a sweetheart. Whereas I think she's a girl, and then the other one, he was kind of a dick. He was barking at me, and then he come up after I start petting her. Yeah, I like Chuck, but the Cockers are another smart dog. The Spaniel breed in general, they're very smart. They love to run. They're a hunting dog, so they like to run. They like to chase. Bird dog. So I am a Spaniel fan. The King Charles, though, they're cute, but I don't want it that like a lap dog. I like the Cocker who's just right for me. Um, and big dogs, like the only big dog I would say that if I had a choice, excuse me, would be I like the Shar-Pei, and the Shar-Pei is a Chinese pit bull. I've My buddy Anthony had his mom bred Shar-Peis, and then I did dog sit for an associate of mine named Bridget, and they had a Shar-Pei, which when he first met me, his name was Spud. Spud did not like me. He was like, "Rrrr." And I was supposed to watch the house, and I would leave a light on to make sure he could see me because he was. "Rrrr." So by day 3, while I was house sitting, they were over in Jamaica. I would feed him. And by day 3, I'm there and I hear this. Like, what the hell? So I open the door and here's Spud. Hmm, hmm, hmm. So I guess I was feeding him, and he wasn't. Then we was gonna be friends. And he was lonely, so he wanted to come in there and sleep where I was at. So then I opened the door, and he would just sleep. He'd sleep right by the bed on the floor. I'm like, this dog right here. So now we friends. I'm feeding you before you growling at me. Now we buddies. This was a hot mess. And but yeah, I don't know. We're praying on it. And the dog will be good because it will force you to walk. Because again, they do have a little area back here, gravel, which the neighbor on the end, they just let the dog poop and don't never clean it up, the big one. And now she got the two little ones. So she's supposedly keeping both. I was hoping she'd give one of them away and say, I'm like, I want the girl. I'll take that girl in a minute. She just as cute as she want to be. Just sweet, sweet, sweet. You know how you meet a dog and just, like Hillary was a sweet dog. Very sweet. Real quick, and I'm going to get off here. I'm going to talk about generational curses real quick. And the reason I want to mention this is on what I'm talking about on earlier. We inherit things from people, whether you know it or not. Me and Grumpy, Grumpy said to me, he called me Junior. He said, because if you would have been a boy, you're so much like me. And it's weird because we had some heavy duty similarities, as crazy as it sounds. And I have some things, I am very set in my ways on things, especially the older that I'm getting. And I don't know what that is, but now I want what I want. I don't want what I don't want, and I don't want to be bothered. I don't want people showing up to my house unannounced. I really don't want you staying unless I got one friend of mine who can stay at my house, and that's my friend who's a flight attendant. After the first of the year, if we still here and not raptured or I'm not dead, I'm gonna have her come down, stay, whatever. That's it. She like family to me. So Sinead can come down anytime she want. But again, she got to announce she coming. You don't just show up at my house unannounced because you ain't going to get let in. You call me and then we'll make arrangements. And I might not have you come in at all. I might tell you I'll meet you somewhere. There's some things that we inherit. And I found that there's a lot of similarities. And as I'm getting older, I'm finding some of the things. Like, I have now found myself a breakfast spot. It's the only breakfast spot I want to go to. I don't got any other breakfast spot I want to go to. It's the only breakfast spot. I got a breakfast spot now. Just like money. I'm not big on, I know that's going to be my stand. I may go somewhere else every so often. But for the most part, if I want to go out and eat breakfast, I got a little spot up the street. And that's where I'm headed. I went there yesterday. It's up to you as far as what you are willing to recognize. And some people, I don't know what it is. They don't want to see the family madness, or they're so used to their dysfunction that they're staying in it. And then they're trying to make it be something it's not. If it's dysfunction, use this word, discern that it's dysfunction. And if you're Christian, ask God how to deal with it. Oftentimes, the Bible will tell you what you need to know. Don't entertain wickedness. And wickedness can be in your own family. And sometimes if you have all of a certain group of the family together, whatever that demon is that permeates that family, he just has a heyday with all of y'all together, which is why I told my friend, it's not good for all of those particular people in your family to be in the same house. It's a bad freaking thing. They don't all need to be in the same house. And I'm going to tell you, it was massive drama up in that house, which I told him. And he says to me, he'll say today, like I told my niece, I said, hey, I would do this. She did total opposite. She initially put it up for 3,800. Then she jumped it to 5, and now she's jumping back down to 3. That's schizophrenia. I mean, not saying that's what she has, but it seems schizophrenic. You're this, you're that. It is. No, ride one of them through. And I told her, I said, put it at 5,500. And then if nobody bites the hook, lower it by $300 every week till you sell it. It's paid for. You got to make no payments on it. She just won't quick cash. Patience. That beater I got, the value of the car was only like $300. I paid $5. I sold the car for just under $7, like $680 or something like that. Whatever they could get out from the ATM, which was around I think it was just under $700. That's what I sold it for. I got far above what the value of the car was, and even made a couple hundred more than what I paid for the car. And it was a beater. But I had the patience to do so. Again, you need to discern your situations, and especially the people you're affiliating with. So discernment is not bad. It's actually a good thing. Let me see what y'all saying. All right, well, Fluffy Grandma getting ready to get off of here. I think I'm going to take a nap. I'm kind of sleepy. I'm going to take a nap, and I need to get up in this kitchen, try to work on my refrigerator, get it cleaned out, get it organized, and then I'm trying to decide whether I'm going to cook something or go somewhere. So we've got an Indian fried bread place I'm thinking about doing, or I'm trying to decide. I don't want pho. I might do the Indian fried bread house. I'm interested in Indian food. I was thinking, oh, that would be good too. I could have went out to the buffet in Tempe. It's okay. We have one over here by me too. I haven't been there in years though. But theirs was so. It's not as good as the one in Tempe. Anyway, y'all have a blessed day. I'll be on here probably now that, and I'll give y'all some more details on some things. I'll be more work from home. I'll probably be on here on Saturdays or Sundays. I'll try to do it like ahead of time. Eventually, I'll set a little schedule and roll some stuff out, and then I'm gonna see. I gotta take y'all to some of the places because I'm trying to get out the house a little more. Anyway, y'all, two and two be blessed. Peace.